फ्री है। हम्म। Professor Vivek here.
Hi everyone. Hello.
Hi, Sai.
Hi, Sai. Good evening, Sai.
Yeah. Hi. Just give me one more minute. You guys are able to see me?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi. So it would be better if you guys have no problem sharing your video so that I can understand whether you are understanding what I am trying to say. Okay. Let's wait for one more minute. I have two other folks to join. Tarun, are you able to hear me now? Tarun? Guys, you're able to hear me, right? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, Sai.
Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. Okay, then let's get started. So, myself, Sairam Taniru, my full name is. So, like I started this training organization from past 2 months only. I have my complete exposure into Mendix. I'm working as a kind of lead in one of the current organization. I mean, one of the biggest organization in the global market, and we work on finance side. And our main motto is to provide the training on Mendix. I believe you people might have heard about it and might not have heard about it. But what I can say is like Mendix is one of the booming tool in the IT industry now, and we'll get it easy out of it. Without wasting one more minute, let's quickly share my screen. Let me quickly share my screen.
Video on. It's Sai.
Yes, Sudesh.
You're not audible. A couple of them are saying that you're not audible.
I think they need to rejoin the session again.
Okay, you rejoin. Rejoin in the video.
You guys are able to see my screen, right?
Yeah, Sai.
Yeah, Sai.
So let me quickly directly jump into this agenda of this session. So I just want to give you a brief about what is low code platforms and why do we need this and what is the need of this, why we need and what is the need of this is a bit different. And what our main motto is to discuss about Mendix, which is a booming, which is a leader in the global market in terms of low code practice and its capabilities and how to learn opportunities and growth. Let me jump on to the first slide. Okay, so I believe you guys are coming from different backgrounds. Someone coming from data, someone coming from web, someone coming from middleware like Java, .NET, and some other technologies. But nowadays, no one cares about which technology you're coming from. Everyone cares about what about the 1 second. Yeah. So everyone cares about what are the skill you possess, the skill in terms of innovation, the skill in terms of your visualization. So there are a lot of low code tools available in the market. If you can search in Google by entering the word called low code, you will be getting a lot of a number of those, maybe 100. I can say some are really niche players in the market, and some are very uh, kind of dominating players in the market. So why low code we need? In order to develop a web application, we will go for one stack. Maybe it's a min stack. We can call it as full stack development or min stack. In order to develop a mobile application, we will go for hybrid frameworks like Ionic, Flutter, and Cocos, etc. In order to develop a PWA, we need to go for some other framework. In order to develop a tab specific, we need to go for some other framework. As well as in order to build an enterprise application, we need to have multiple layers of transformation. Means getting the data from the user, because user can't directly understand the raw structure of data. So user need to one more second. Yeah, user need to know what type of questions he been asked and what is the information that he is giving for the he is providing to the application, so that he will get something in return. So in order to fulfill all these conditions, we don't need to learn multiple languages. We don't need to learn multiple skills. We don't need to build our expertise falls into different traditional language buckets. So what low code does is it already brought actually, it brought all the scenarios which are acceptable in the global market: mobile application development, enterprise web application, small scale applications, monolithic applications, services application, as well as tablet specific, phone specific, hybrid specific, and even native specific. So all these using one tool. So it will help you here the visual the visual that that I'm showing you now, right? That will help you to understand. We can use data from different platforms. We can provide.
I think you're breaking in between.
Hello. Okay. Still. Now I'm audible. Okay. So I think I'm audible now, so I can continue. So here you can see the multi-experience level. The multi-experience means nothing but you are giving the user different types of experience. You can build different user experience using one tool. Example, mobile, PWA, as well as the enterprise web application. And this is what's the main important thing. You don't need to learn different languages to achieve what you are expecting. You don't need to invest all the time learning the syntaxes. Okay, oh my God, I missed the semicolon, so that's a bug raised. You don't need to worry about that. Mendix is taking care of that. I mean, not only Mendix, any low-code platform will take care of all those things. And the next point will be our data. So earlier days, okay, I can say this IT industry is not a new. It doesn't exist from past 2 years or 3 years. It exists in the global market from 200 to 300 years. IBM, IBM is the software services provider company, which is providing software services from past 200 plus years. It's not a small company, and as well as it didn't started 10 years or 20 years back. So data is something coming from past hundreds of years we need to work on, because assume I am an insurance client. Okay, I have a customer who is running their, like KFC has some data, because they have their brand all over the world, and they have their kind of franchises, enterprises all over the globe, right? So they need to have the data, and on time, on need basis, they'll store in different systems in order to connect the data with your more, because world is moving towards the digitalization in all the aspects. More world requires rich UI, world requires more user intuitive UI. So in order to get that, we need to have a transformation of old to modern. In order to do the transformation, we need to think about data perspective as well. Okay, so in order to visualize a virtual entity, in order to free, I can say one more. You need to think of, if you consider a full stack application, you need to think about how the data is been handling in the front end, how the data need to be handled on the, in the middleware, maybe it's a kind of Java application or .NET application, and how do we need to create tables in our team. We don't need to worry about all these things. These low code platforms will help you to utilize same concept through all the 3 layers. So that comes with the data. So if you consider intelligent automation, I'll tell you an example. Earlier days, if you want to build an approval flow, assume you are working on you have a institution. Okay, so education institution, you want to build a leave management system for them. So now in order to build that leave management system, you need to have an approval process. There will be your superior who need to approve that. After that, will go for the HR people, and then after that, it will go for the payroll. So these kind of approval process, in order to develop an application with this task, it almost took 2 to 3 months. But with the help of low code, you can do it in the span of 2 to 3 days, almost with the efforts of 10%, if you have an understanding of how this low code works, as well as making the application available or hosting it on a particular cloud. So these low code platforms help you to achieve this task very easily. Don't need to worry about configuring the containers, configuring the build packs, configuring the Docker to create an image, configuring the Kubernetes, or whatever it may be to make your application host in an environment. No, you don't need to worry about it. Here, the low code platforms will help you to make this more easy. You just need to click a button. As well as application development integrating with the different DBs. This will help. And if you're stuck at somewhere while writing your logic with the new versions of low code platforms, they will suggest you, boss, you can add a create thing, or you can add a retrieve thing over here, or you can add a variable. You need a buffer variable kind of, those kind of assistance is brought in these low code platforms. So what I can say is, like, world is expecting citizen developers, not hardcore developers. Citizen developers will bring a lot of value to the business by investing their time and thought process on the business side angle of the project. Whereas the hardcore developers always think about the process. Simple. This thought process where we are investing on building the application using low code is in the hardcore development. Only the business analyst, the PO will involve in such areas. But with this low code, we'll have a lot of breaks. But still, the suggestion will go by the PO, but you can bring out your own business cases by providing or by investing a lot of time. Okay, let me jump on to the next slide. Okay, what is the need of low code? I think there is most part I covered in the previous slide itself, but I just want to give what is the need of low code in the current era. Okay, if I am a customer, I'm having an real estate business. I came to a company who offers me an application to have a track about my sales, my operations, and my people who are working on different locations. So in order to build this kind of application as a vendor, IT vendor, if I say like, okay, boss, I need 1 year of time. So in this 1 year, he may be losing his business, as well as in order to build an application, we don't have that confidence. We do, yeah, agree. We need to show that confidence to the customers that we can build. But maybe in this span of time, the customer's business can get down and maybe he in be losses, and there is no point of creating the application for it. But these using this low code, you can build applications very rapidly. Trust me, we are building a finance application and we completed the MVP in the span of 1.5 months. Just in the span of 1.5 months, end to end. But if I don't have any choice, I need to work on the hardcore development kind of using the syntaxes coding part. It definitely going to take around 6 to 7 months for the MVP. Guys, if someone don't know what is an MVP, MVP is nothing but a most valuable product. So before launching the final draft or final outcome of a project, we're going to share our initial development chunk to the client so that we can proceed or we need to rework on it. That will be decided by the client. Okay, so that's the reason we are bridging the gap between the IT and the business. Okay, so the second point itself says that using low code, we are breaking down the traditional silos of business and IT. Okay, because it helps you to visualize more. If something, if assume if you want to build some UI or some web application, you have it in mind. Okay, my logo comes here, my sign out button should be here. In my page, the list of users should be shown like this. And if I want to see the user, that should be like this. So these kind of things, you can do it in a snap of time. If you are good or if you have good hands-on, great hands-on Mendix or any local platform for now. So about Mendix. Okay, so before going to about Mendix, I just want to show you this. Okay, so this graph is not made by me. Okay, this is the Gartner and Forrester analysis. So if you go and search in Google, it will show the lot of results. Okay, if you consider all the low-code platforms in the world, I mean in the global IT market, Mendix is the leader in all the areas. Okay, in the in the ability to execute. Here you can see the two x-axis and y-axis have their two values. So completion of vision. Who is completeness to their vision, which they started with some vision. Every company or every product definitely starts with some vision, and whether they are succeeding in the market in current trends with the current trends on. That is one important aspect to make or to announce any product as a succeeder or a leader in the market, as well as ability to execute. According to the latest stats, the revenue generated by Mendix is $2 billion. $2 billion is huge for Mendix. Okay, as well as if you compare any other product from past 3 to 4 years, their business is bit down due to the sticking to one type of business kind of. If you consider one Salesforce, they are applicable only for CRM applications, and if you consider some ERP tools, they are only for the ERP domain. But in Mendix, you can build any type of application irrespective of domain. So if I say domain, that means it may be an insurance product, or it may be a healthcare product, or it may be a pharma product. That decision Mendix left to its customer. Okay, so you can see a lot of customers, a lot of players in terms of low code market, but Mendix already crossed over. In 2020, it happened. And in 2021, according to the latest slide, it had to be released. I think they are releasing the final version by November end. But there was an kind of intermediate draft of the same graph has been released. And there also Mendix is the leader in the market. Okay. As well, if you see in 2019, it is somewhere between OutSystems and APM, but it already crossed to, and it became a leader in the market. Okay. Okay. So what will be the benefits? Okay. What happens to what will be the benefits I get if Mendix become a leader in the market? If you have a rightful skill set in Mendix, and if you know what to do with Mendix, and if you can suggest the business that, hey boss, you can drive in the passion with Mendix, or you can direct your business, or you can drive your business in this way so that you will get a better ROI, then you are a biggest asset to the company as well as the client. So in order to become a big, this graph shows you that there are a lot of opportunities kind of available in Mendix. Okay, so if you are there are certification levels as well. If you consider any other platform, obviously. Okay, so if you are certified, you will be having a lot of opportunities. As well as if you have hands-on, not only with the certification, if you have good hands-on, it will help you to achieve a better role in IT industry. So now let me go back to the previous slide, which I skipped. Okay, so this is in order to, before going to Mendix. So as I think, let me share one of the experience that I have. If some person comes from comes from some different background, like, okay, assume I'm a BTech fresher, I'm coming into the global IT market, and I want to become a software engineer. So someone says learn Java, someone says learn .NET, someone says learn UI part like React or something, you will definitely get job. Agree. But if you want to secure a good position or a great position in the IT industry, you need to have a business you need to incur, or you need to imbibe the business angle in yourself, business thoughts in yourself. Okay, so in order to let that characteristic or a kind of your quality, Mendix will help. Mendix will help you to give you the best inputs or best incomes to build a fine-tuned product, as well as with great quality. And if you are a good Mendix developer, definitely quality will not be a question at all. Okay, so Mendix is designed to accelerate enterprise applications, especially, which helps in deliver in all the areas from end to end. If you start from the beginning, like the sprint planning to the sprint close, as well as project starting to project close. Okay, with the development part as well, it will help you to create your application portfolio. Means your application will be available in the cloud and as well as on premises. On premises, if someone doesn't know anything about on premises is something that you own a server. There is a machine called server machine, and you can host it over there. Yes, we don't have any restrictions in this. This let the business people or business that is running in the global market to move their feet towards Mendix. So growth area, as you can see, rapidly changing or rapidly increasing from year to year. So we have analysis till 2017. The respective analysis will come soon from Gartner. So once it's done, we'll update this one. But this growth area, why we added this chart in the growth area means you can see there are average percentage of projects in 2011 per project performance. Okay, so the black dot and something, right? You can see deemed failures. If you start a project that if it is a failure, yeah, 10% comes under that. And completed with original budget are very, very, very fair. if a project is taken in there, taken into an account with low code at the past 2011, in the past 2011, 60%, the probability of completing the project with the original budget is 60%. But now with 2017, it became 70+%, which is merely getting equal to 90. Okay, so meeting the original goals as well as the business intent. The problem here over here, why do we have large teams, and why are we having different mindsets, and why we have different technical interactions in order to build an application is in order to meet the business original goals. If you can meet that one, definitely you are in a success track. This with the usage of low code platform or Mendix, you can achieve your business intent with 100% confidence. Okay. I can say like kind of we have given some examples where you can find the common use case for Mendix applications. Legacy migration. If someone are coming completely, is there anyone coming from legacy applications like my COBOL, Fortran, mainframes? Is anyone there in the current session who has experience in mainframes? If do, I think they'll know that they are outdated or old-fashioned. Sorry to say this, but we need to agree the fact that they're outdated and old-fashioned. Now everyone is looking for modernization. So now we need to migrate those apps in mainframes to the Mendix or to the modernized UI or the latest digitalized UI. So in order to achieve that with the trending, with the other hardcore development, it's going to take days. But the Mendix, you can do it in hours also sometimes. If your data is very less, and if it is very very easy, and if it is very complex also, you have the flows and other things to handle these kind of. Ultimately what I can say is like any application is regarding the data on, okay, as well as operational. We can do that. Customer engagement app like insurance application. If you have, I think everyone might have heard about insurance, and I think everyone might have heard about LinkedIn, other stuff as well, right? So there, it is a customer engagement apps. So we can build our customers, we can get our customer, which we can increase our ROI by building application with Mendix with less time and with reduced efforts. Innovation apps like we in low code labs also, we are in plan to build one of the educational application. We are working on it, as well as we are doing our admin tasks, as well as we have other thoughts on building the small scale e-commerce site. So that will help all small scale vendors to have their business online. So you can take a lot of innovations as a step to create a product of your own with your new ideas. Mendix is at any time it is available for. Finally, how to learn Mendix. I think we are the best who can help you to learn Mendix. That's it. I'm done with what I'm saying. If you guys have any questions, you can pose directly. Hello.
Yeah.
So guys, I think I just want to discuss with you, if you have any questions regarding low code, why you need to opt for low code development kind of training, or why you need to opt from us. If you can ask those, I can ready to answer. Anyone? Okay.
Arun? Didi?
Hear me?
Okay. Yeah, we hear you. Please continue.
No, it was a good session. Got an overview of what Mentix is, and uh, just wondering what are the opportunities. I think it is good for who are into development currently. It sounds like, I mean, it is good for, as Sai was saying, I mean, as a beginner, fresher, good for people who are in development side. Can you explain me, or can you give me a brief on how beneficial it would be for people who are not into development currently?
Yes,
How will
yes,
it help
yes,
setting up this
definitely,
training?
definitely. Okay,
Yeah.
so probably maybe or may not be, if you are wishing also, if you're not wishing also, you went into some other domain like testing or DevOps kind of thing, but you have interest or passion towards developing applications. Okay, so Mendix is the best platform for you to get into a developer role, because in Mendix we don't need to, as I said earlier also, we don't need to work on code, we need to visualize. I think let me give a short demo on how we can create something. I think you
Yeah,
guys are
that'd be good.
in, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you can see these are the domain model, we call it as how.
So this is the interface.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So this is okay. If you're working on Java, or if you're working on some other technologies, you have IDE, right? Integrated Development Environment. So
Yeah.
likewise, if you are Mendix developer, you have this IDE. We call it as Studio Pro. You need to
Okay.
install in your system. It will help you to develop. You can write, or I can say, uh, as a matter of fact, you are writing your code in this Studio Pro, but no code completely, I can say. Okay. And here we have the concept called domain model, where you structure your data. So we have one concept called form and fields concept we are building. Okay. So you know, right, we have we can build our Google Forms, we have build our Microsoft Forms, as well as Monkey Survey. I think you people are head about that. Okay, so we do have our own forms, we call it as LCL forms. Okay, so we are building that forms. We are giving the freedom to the end user to create their own form, and end user can declare their own fields and variables as well. So this is one thing. As well as we are working on our admin tasks actually. So we are creating this. So where here, if assume you want to store some data, you can just drag this one, click on this, you can drag this, simple. If you click on this, you need to give a name, for example, user information.
So basically, that is a field you have dragged and dropped now, and
Yes.
This is the property part. Okay, yeah, got it. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Everything is a drag and drop. Okay. Drag and drop. Yeah.
So Tarun, Sai is just creating an object, right? You know, in this so-called example that he's trying to show you. I mean, you know, so let's say that, you know, an application is always an interactive thing, right? So whatever data the user is entering, you know, you need to save it somewhere. So,
Exactly.
but you don't know nothing about, you know, table, these, that, etc. You need to enter your own place where you need to enter the data. So it's just creating that. It's just showing you that, you know, how you, yeah.
Yeah. So in order to store the data, hello?
Basically, it is like you are defining an object.
Defining a table as well as a class. Okay. So table for the DB side as well as class for the application side. But we don't need to create two. We need to create only one. We call it as entity. Okay. So this entity, you can reuse it in your application as well as in your data side as well. You don't need to work again and again. You don't need to create the model, data model in table side, I mean DB side as well as in your application side. Example, I can create an attribute by name. You can choose what type of attribute is, how we have data types in our any technology or any language, programming language. We do have the supported data types from Mendix. And you can choose the limit if it is a print string, and it goes for the integer as well, long as well, etc. So if it is a calculator store, we can get into the deep discussion on the different type of properties. But I just want to give a high level glimpse of what it is. So now we are successfully able to create a table as well as a user class, which is available for developing the flow as well as storing the data. Okay. In our Mendix, we call domain model is a heart. If you have a perfect domain model, then you have a rigid project, rigid application development. In order in you don't need, in normal traditional application, you need to save a page and you need to add it with some extension called HTML or JSX or TSX and some .js. You don't need to worry about it. Simply right click here somewhere around in the project, and you have the option called add page. Okay, so set the page, user, sign up kind of thing, and you need to, there are different, and one of the best feature that comes with Mendix is it comes with the default templates as well as the different templates. If you want to have a dashboard, you have a dashboard templates with different actions. This one, this one, this one, as well as if you want to have a login dashboard, you can have this, you can have list, you can have this detailed pages, all. It gives you a first thought, I can say. So for example, if a person is developing an application, we need to have first thoughts. We call it as first thoughts. And after that, after having our first thought, we can fine tune on that and we can create our final draft. Okay, so but for now, we usually use blank and we have our own setup. So I can just created a blank page. And in order to create a format,
UI for that?
Sorry?
Can you show the UI for the corresponding
Page?
user information?
Yes,
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, he's just doing that. He's just doing that.
Yes, yes.
Fine.
So in order to show or in order to let the user to enter the data on the UI, we need to have a DOM element which helps us to capture the data from user. That we call it as data widgets. Okay. So data view, data grid, template grid, list view, data grid. There are a lot. Okay. So here we need to show these are the data type sources. We can discuss on that in deep once we have training session. But now I'm just creating a random thing. We need to provide what type of data you are expecting from the user. So I'm just creating a dummy object and I'm throwing it to the user to have it available on the UI. And one more thing is, right, it will help you to give access very easy. So in if you consider security in other traditional languages, you need to provide or you need to create different pages or you need to handle in a different, but here you don't need to worry about it. You can reuse the same page and we have the security aspect on every page or every microflow as well as for every attribute.
Basically, it is user and role.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Role-based access.
Role-based access. It made life of the developer easy by having this available on each and every step.
So guys, like, you might have noticed, Sai just dragged and drop. So what he just designed here is the business pro. I mean, the business process. So traditionally, if you're building an application, you need to do n number of things. All he did is, he just set some parameters, he just dragged and dropped. That's it.
Yeah. All over here is everything is drag and drop. But you need to provide your thoughts as well in order to have perfect business logic, and you need to understand the business requirements. So after doing this, you will be having this object available. And let me recall this. So now, in order to capture the data from the user, you want to select get the user data called. Here we have the big widgets place where the user enters if you want to get information from the user, we have different widgets available over here. If it is a text, you can go ahead and get the text box, input text box, and you just need to drag and drop. And you need to select the attribute, what type of attribute that it needs for this. And if your form is horizontal orientation, you can set it. If you want to have a vertical orientation, you can set it simply by checking this value, whether vertical or horizontal. You can click on OK. So now let me add it to the application real quick.
Sai, not able to hear you now.
No, I'm not speaking anything.
Yeah, fine. Okay.
I'm just setting up the navigation, how we can navigate. So here also we need to give security for the app so that we can log in. And you can see we are end up with one error. I mean 6 errors. Okay, the errors itself says that what is the thing that is missing over there. No read access to the attribute name in entity LCL. Okay, so now what we need to do, if you or else if you are in this page and you are shown up with these kind of errors, you just need to click on this. It will get you to the place where the exact error is being occurred. So it is throwing on this data view entity, data view widget. So we need to check the object first. I mean the entity that this data view is having. Let me go to this entity. You can see the error is popped out. There are 3 errors. What I need to do, you just need to add an access through which user want to access this data and whether the user has the capability or flexibility to create the object and delete the object as well. We need to mention it over here. And if any new member means adding a new attribute to this entity in the future. If you want to have the same access for the same roles, you can check this one. And you need to set it simple. Click on OK. All errors gone. Okay, let me run this application. Okay, so here I just click the button to run the application. But in traditional language like Java or some other applications, you need to write set of codes. You need to first build and then start.
Yeah, you need to compile your programs.
Yes, you need to prepare a script for that, especially. But we don't need to worry about all those things. So that these are the configuration steps. I can say one thing. They automated almost all manual things that are needed and that are similar or same to every project in the entire Linux. Let me open this. Okay, I think it is redirected to my company website /login. You can see here we created our demo. Simple. You can enter the value.
Sai, can you show them the tab and the mobile view also from the modeler?
Sure. Tab and mobile view, we need to create different pages, but if you want to check how it's going to look like directly, you don't need to run every time. Okay, there is a concept called storybooks in React JS application development. So they have it integrated for us as for Mendix developers, so that you can have a look how this application is look like. If you click on design mode, which is available over here, how it's going to look like on the UI if it loaded. This page is loaded. Okay. If you click on the structure mode, you can come back to where you want to design. If you click on design mode, you will be able to see how your application will look like on web. I mean desktop. If you click on this, you can see how your application will look like on tablet. And if you click on this mobile, it is not interactive, but how it will help you to how it will help you is it helps you to understand how the look and feel will the base look. You don't need to worry about that. Okay. So this is how the things will work. Maybe it seems bit kind of some people may be in bit ambiguous situation, but don't worry. This is pretty much straightforward. And if you start learning it and if you start doing some interesting stuff on this, definitely you will become a pro in it and you'll have a lot of opportunity. So anything else, anyone?
Sai, this is Vivek here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm able to hear you.
Yeah, so just wanted to know what would be a prerequisite for somebody to start off learning this Mendix?
Yes, exactly. So I think I can share my screen. We have it already available in our website. Our website is nocodelabs.in. So if you are able to see this, we have a section called training. Under that, you will be able to see this one, Mendix training. If you click on this Mendix training, a low-code development platform, you will be finding the prerequisites to become a Mendix developer. If these are the must to have, but we can consider them as if you have, it will help you to understand. If it will help you to learn very easily. But still, if you don't have knowledge on that also, that won't be a problem. You can learn by sticking to the business side. And we already added nice to have as well. And we have the option to register. If you click on that, it will navigate to some other page where you can enter your information. So that will help us to reach out to you.
Yeah, I'd like to add to PD's question. You need to have ideas. That's it.
Yes.
Build a Mendix application. So,
yes, exactly.
So you need to have this, and technically speaking, you don't need to. I mean, all these things I understand is that Sai, like that's yes. Somebody said something. So,
no, go ahead, Suresh.
Yeah. Okay. So Sai, Vivek was trying to understand. He doesn't come from a development environment, right? And he want to take up Mendix. So he's basically into service. Vivek, you are into services, right? And managing project.
Yeah, I'm into service delivery and basically the insurance domain. So like what Sai was showing, I've got hands-on experience working on tools that were developed using APN or
I think
Pegasus and Salesforce as
well. Okay. Then I think it would be very easy to you to learn Mendix.
I've worked on all those.
No, so Sai, Vivek was trying to understand. So technically, what competency do you need to learn Mendix? Because he doesn't come from a development background, right?
Okay.
So what's the showstopper for trying to make him learn Mendix? That's what he's trying to understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're not coming from a development background, don't worry about that, because Mendix doesn't need developers. Mendix need innovators. Mendix need people who can think and put it on the real time. So if you have that innovation skills, as well as at least the basic concepts of what is an object and what is a class, that will help. And at least I think you should have aware of what is data types, what is a string, what is a date and time, how we can use it. So we don't need to worry about much, at least the basic concepts of any programming language like Java. That will help you. That's enough.
I mean, so Vivek, to make it more elaborate, I would say that, let's say that, if you have a basic understanding of how a software application works, so let's say, um, um, how would I call it, from my side, okay, see, I have years of experience in Mendix, and I'm working along with Sairam, to others as well, Sandhya, Lakshmi, Madhuri, Venala, and Manoj. My name is Sudesh, and I've been working. I'm a colleague of Sai, and we are trying to get this thing done. What I understood is that I have a little bit of IT background, but if you know how data is stored, and a little bit of flow of data, I don't think you need any IT experience to be a Mendix developer. You just need to have the ideas, but there are a few technical things which is always a part of IT, and the storage of data, and like Sai said, the domain model, where you understand. I mean, if you take a real life, if you talk about vehicles, car is an object, Jeep is an object. So if you can break that car into a tire and a glass and a mirror and all this thing, that understanding, if you have, Mendix would be way faster to learn. I had a background of the relational database management system, so it was pretty fast for me to learn it. And my whole life, I've been working, writing programs and 4,000 line codes, 5,000 line codes, and it's sick and headache. Very difficult to manage it and very expensive. With Mendix, stuff that you can build in, let's say a month can be built in a couple of days.
Yes.
So that initial understanding, the flow of data. Okay, let's say that, you open an application, you want to key in the details of whatever you're working. Let's say, you want to enter the customer related information. So that customer related information, when the user is entering it and when clicking on the save button, where does it go and how is it stored? So that particular part, if you can understand, you got the heart or the crux of Mendix, and rest of the things you'll have to learn it. You have to drag and drop. I mean, correct me, Sai, if I'm wrong.
Yes, completely agree with you. Guys, there are a lot of rituals if you consider. Okay, let us take an example of Facebook. Okay, what it will show you a network of kind of friends, as well as their profile information, as well as whatever the pictures they upload, as well as their statuses, and it applies for you as well. So again, that should be considered as a data only. The visual representation of data is nothing but an application. So in order to build that, they made the process very easy, so that if I need to place an input on the UI, I don't need to write in bracket input slash bracket again. No, we don't need to worry about that. We don't need to memorize, or if we don't to memorize a lot of statements or a lot of keywords or a lot of HTML attributes. We just need to visualize what we want, and you just need to drag and drop, so that it will help you to make your visualization possible very easily. Okay, I think we have 3 more minutes for the session to be completed. And guys, Sudesh, I already shared the registration link with you.
Yeah, I've shared it with Tarun and Vivek already.
Please, if once you are registered, and guys, for the rest of the folks, I already shared in the MLL group. I think please register over there. My person will get in touch with them for the next process, and we'll explain you about the training perspective. Okay, I'll tell you our training model first. That is the very important thing. So our training model is a 22, 8 plus 15. So it's consists of 22 hardcore trainer intensive classes plus 8 collaborative, where we're gonna listen from you. We're gonna give some tasks, how you say about the things that you have learned or listened from past 22 days. And the next 15 days will be a hardcore development. Okay, we have different business cases with us. We want you to build those kind of business cases, and we're going to verify, and we're going to help you. Hey, if you're right in this direction, it's going to be in a different passion. So no, you need to go in this path so that we'll get some optimization. So in this way, our training model works. Yeah, Sudesh.
I've got a couple of questions. So, okay, so let's say, people, they are interested to learn Mendix.
Mm.
Okay. For example, somebody like the profile of Mr. Vivek.
Mm.
So, he has got a profile already, right? He's working anyway. So he need to learn it as well.
Mm.
So how flexible can you make it, So let's say that, let's say, for example, if he's having 8 hours, right? He need to focus on his primary source of income and stuff and etc.
Yes. Yes.
So do you provide weekend classes? So let's say if it is,
Sure.
is it the choice of the student that, you provide your classes
Okay.
or like?
First, I think we do have the options having the weekend classes. Yeah, we have other batch for that. Yeah, we are flexible for that even. So we don't want you people to invest your extra time on this and make it more chaotic life. Okay, what I can say is like after registration, my person will get in touch with them, and you can discuss with him. Okay, hey man, I want to be a daily batch. I want to be a candidate into the daily batch, or else I want to be the person who want to spend time on the weekends to learn this one. Yeah, definitely. There is other plan for. We will explain what will be the plan for.
So let's say, your person is giving the training. Yeah. So it's going to be an hour and a half, right? One and a
Yes.
half hour,
Yeah,
right?
1.5 hour.
And 1 hour is the class session and 30 minutes is the mentorship, right?
Mentorship. Okay. Okay. One of the other flexibility we'll get from this training program is, the person who trains will train you, and you have your student mentor as well. Okay. So once in a week, your student mentor will get in touch with you, and you both will have a one-to-one sessions throughout the train. And this student mentor will help you to get out of the complex situations where you want to land, and that this mentor will help you to assess as well as you provide guidance to learn it more quick and fast. And I have a question from Lakshmi Sai, I guess. Yeah. So I'm guys, you can call me Sai. Don't worry, no Sars here. I'm not that aged as well. So, sir, I'm a student of electronics. How can Mendix help me? Obviously, if you want to get into a job in IT, you can get that. And even there is a large probability to build IoT applications as well using Mendix. I think you know what is an IoT, Internet of Things. So we are building some connectors as well for that. We are working on it. So in order to get a good secure position in IT, Mendix will help, because for the next 10 to 15 years, I think Mendix will going to be a market leader, definitely. And there is one more analysis. By the time of 2030, 65% of the web applications are made by low-code platforms. Assume. Okay, I can give you one more. There is one large industry in the market which has around lakhs of employees. That industry has 80,000 applications which are working on their legacy systems. Okay, that industry want to create applications using Mendix now. Simple. So if you consider 80,000 applications, assume how many jobs will be there for the Mendix in soon near future.
So
I can't reveal the company name actually.
So let's say, yeah, sure. So let's say somebody from management.
Siemens are you talking about?
Sorry.
Is it Siemens are you talking about?
I think Tarun got the point, I guess.
Yeah.
And one more thing is like Siemens is already acquired Mendix. So you know how Siemens
So he asked me that question. I couldn't answer him, even though I'm working in one. Okay. See, I'm asking this question on behalf of Vivek, to try and be more and also, help other people. So let's say, like we have, somebody of Vivek's profile who is from, who is a team lead to a bunch of, let's say, 1,000+ people. So if he learns Mendix, so the highest potential that he can get through from the Mendix, apart from he has to be a developer, right? I mean, he's
no, because
what is it?
It's totally different upon, it's totally depends upon your hands-on as well as your interest towards learning Mendix. Okay, after that, if you have great and tremendous hands-on on the Mendix, you can be directly a team. It's not team. I believe
handling the projects and stuff.
Yes, handling the project. Yeah, obviously, you don't need to have that such much of experience also to become a team lead. It's totally depend upon the how you handle it. Y- Team lead is the person who drives the team. So if he
Yeah.
don't know how to steer his car, like kind of steer his wheel, I don't know.
So,
So
so
this
basically, this
steering
is
is
going to
coming from
help people.
them.
This is going to help people in transitioning from their existing career into IT, basically. So
Exactly. Yeah.
Mendix is the stepping stone.
Yes. Yes. And also
And
there is a
it's,
huge demand for Mendix developers, guys. Huge demand.
yeah, it's a boom. It's a boom. That's what
Yeah.
you said, right?
And one more thing, I just want to say one more thing. In order to get certified in Mendix, you need to pay at least 30,000 for each certification. But if you register for this course, will help you getting certified for free because Mendix is giving free certifications till the end of December 31st, 2020. So whatever the cost you're gonna get, you will get a reward from Mendix as well as a free. Will help you in getting that. Okay. Guys, do you have any other questions? If not, I think we are good. Please register yourself on the page. And
Yeah. What is the mode of payment to you?
okay, we'll right at the moment our company registration process is in progress. Actually, our bank account still pending, but you can directly but we have an option to pay directly from a GPay or Google Phone Pay or whatever the services you want. We can provide the number that will help you to pay directly.
And and for the so-called amount, you're providing a 6 month stuff, right? Of which 3 months would be the development, and the 3 months would be like what? The balance 3 months.
See, this is the support that we can give. First 45 days will be the complete training. Next till the 6 months, who see, this is an internship program actually. That internship program will help the freshers to get job. So, Siddhish, I think you are aware of if you can if you make an advertisement or kind of thing, you made a post on LinkedIn saying that hey, I'm Mendix developer sir, and I'm RAD certified. How many calls you gonna get?
Yeah, guys, I just want to share you
Yeah.
my experience. So this is something, it made my life better for the past 4 months. I'm a ERP a technological consultant, or let's call an ERP business analyst with 18 years of work experience. I've traveled all around and stuff and etc. So in 2016, I happened to get to know about Mendix, and I was sitting on the bench. There were no projects, and like I said, I had a little bit programming experience here and there, and I happened to quickly get certified. And those days, it was approximately 60 to 90,000 rupees to get a certified. I had to shut it off from my pocket. And then, I feel bad because I came back to ERP and I was working on that. And recently, for the sake that I had a certificate of Mendix, people started getting in touch with me, and now I have a job in Mendix, and I'm working along with Sai. So
Yeah.
so that's my experience. Only thing is like, the value of that certificate that you're going to have is like, it's going to give you an extra boost from the other bunch of competitors that you're going to have. And yeah, but again, it's development. Okay, so yeah. So that's my experience in Mendix. No, I'm learning it up.
Thanks, Suresh. Thanks for sharing your experience. Okay, guys, I think please register. So we'll get in contact. We'll definitely get in touch with you and we'll discuss further about that. We can, if you don't.
Just one sec.
Yeah, please, sir.
How about the whole duration of the course? You're saying is like 45 days?
Yes, 45 days.
What was that Suresh talking about 6 months?
6 months
Yeah.
is okay.
I'm confused a little bit as well because I shared them whatever you told me previously.
Yes. That is with other batch, right? That is okay. Tarun, that is for the person who don't have any career in IT. If they want to start their career, we're gonna offer them 6 months internship period. Okay. If we are trying to get some projects onboarded to our company as well. Luckily, if I got the project, I'll definitely use that person into my project only. So if still they don't got the project and they can work on our internal tools, We are planning some internal tools. I already like kind of I think I already brought up this point in the starting session only. Start of the session only. Like we are building some.
So the fee structure is same. The fee structure is same for that as well.
Yes, yes. For everyone, every person, the fee structure is same.
So only for those people, who doesn't have a career or who is willing to want to have a career, so once they join 45 days, they would get trained from you, and your
Yes.
organization would provide a certificate that
Yeah,
he or
from
she
our
has
side also,
completed
we're
this.
going to provide a certificate for those guys.
And if they are
And that is
willing,
an ISO certified guys.
okay, and if you are willing, they would go and get the Mentiq certification themselves.
Yes, yes.
And and let's say that you would give an industry training for the next 3 months to the interns.
Yes, yes, yes.
Perfect.
Intern. For the next 6 months, I can say that not 3 months won't be sufficient to get a.
I mean, after the
After that,
6
yes,
months.
yes. Yeah, yes, yes.
No, I'm asking after the training 6 months, or is it the training is inclusive of the 6 months? How does it go?
No. After that, only 6 months.
Okay.
After the training, only after 6 months. That would
So
be
you collect the fee for the training session, right?
Yes, yes, exactly.
So the internship is not a part of the training.
No, internship will not be a part of the training. But
Okay.
we can support you till if you want, if you have some doubts, Mendix, we have our channel where you can post your questions. Our experts will help you in getting the things done for you. We have that support for you. Okay, guys. That's a good session actually. Really, thanks. Thanks for joining the session. Please do register for this. I'll get in touch with you later. Thanks, guys. Have a nice day.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Thanks, I.
Yeah, thanks, Tarun.
It was
Bye.
Bye.